W.T.F. Nation Radio.
Land of the free, home of the brave. Have you ever asked yourself how'd it get that way? Times are a-changing, El Presidente lost his mind. Everything's upside down and that just ain't right. You don't like our country, you don't like our flag. What makes you think that we give a damn about that? There's a million pissed off rednecks just like me, and we're all sick and tired of this bullshit on TV. I guess you didn't know, but you don't mess with generally. If you have a right to burn my flag, then I have a right to kick your ass. Our traditions, you say we've done you wrong. Why don't you pack up your bags and take your ass back home? This is my home, and son, I'm mad as hell. I think whooping your ass is worth a couple nights in jail. There's a million pissed off rednecks just like me, and we're all sick and tired of this bullshit called PC. I guess you didn't know, but you don't mess with generally. If you have a right to burn my flag, then I have a right to kick your ass. Burn my flag, then I have a right to kick your ass. There's a million pissed off rednecks just like me, and we're all sick and tired of this bullshit on TV. I guess you didn't know, but you don't mess generally. I have a right to burn my flag, and I have a right to kick your ass. You have a right to burn my flag, and I have a right to kick your ass.
W.T.F. Nation Radio. W.T.F. Nation Radio.
The horse, with beauty unsurpassed, strength immeasurable, and grace unlike any other, still remains humble enough to carry a man upon its back. When a service member or first responder takes an oath, he or she has mentally and physically committed themselves with self-sacrifice. From the front lines abroad to the very streets you live on in America, they protect. This oath is non-refundable and it is lifelong. Facing unimaginable dangers and unseen scars, these grounds are a place to recover and face any challenges head-on. As veterans and first responders ourselves, we know that battle all too well. From a simple talk with a friend on horseback to an entire debrief in the barn, this sanctuary has seen recovery take place time and time again. No hour of life is wasted that is spent in a saddle. The way we approach change isn't a new phenomenon. This animal has been with humans over 5,000 years. If you've ever been around a horse for long enough, you'll feel that thing, that electric trust. In that moment, nothing else is in your mind. When they turn into you, it's like the world disappears. We harness that moment to build skills off of. Repurposing requires flexibility, adaptability, and the willingness to challenge assumptions and conventional thinking. This approach can be applied to many areas in life, including business, education, and personal growth. To ride a horse is to fly without wings. This lesson and skills learned at war horses will help reintegrate back into daily life. You'll learn coping mechanisms, improved communication skills, trust and confidence that will help reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. These tools can be used every day to navigate life and take on many challenges. This may involve practicing mindfulness, setting boundaries, improving communication with loved ones. Transitioning back to society is hard on your own. And when you're at war horses, you're family. And families solve problems together.
Everything stated on W.T.F. Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of W.T.F. Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
To make a long story short, I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass. And it's 24 hours later and I ain't find none yet.
This is WTF Nation Radio.
All right, everybody, you know what time it is.
Time to go take a shower.
What's going on, everybody? Let me turn this loud music down just a little bit. What's going on, everybody? It's time for Friday Night Freedom. My name is Kaz, and up there is the lovely, the always lovely Mom. What's up,
Hey,
Mom?
y'all.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all.
It's Friday. That's what's up.
That's her signature word. Hey, y'all. Always the first two words out of her mouth during a show is, hey, y'all. Anyway, here we are today, the 10th day of May, 2024. It was my birthday yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday, Cause.
Well,
Sorry.
thank you very
it's
much.
late.
Oh, it's okay. I'm not expecting any happy birthdays. I don't advertise really at all. So, I get it from, I get the happy birthdays from my brother and my kids and my parents, and my boss went and bought like 4 dozen freaking bagels and shit and brought them in. He's like, hey, he saw me in the break room. He's like, hey, man, it's your birthday tomorrow. What do you want me to bring in? Tacos or bagels? And he's the kind of boss where he will ask you, he will be courteous, and he will ask you, hey, what do you want, or what is your suggestion? And you'll tell him what your suggestion is, and he'll take it in and he'll fucking ignore it and do whatever he wants to anyway. Because he's like, hey, it's your birthday tomorrow. Do you want tacos or do you want bagels? The breakfast tacos. Mm-hmm. Breakfast tacos are like the key to world peace, man. They're really, really good. And we have a really good breakfast taco place right down the street. And anyway, he asked me what I wanted. I said breakfast tacos, so he brought in 4 dozen bagels. I totally expected that. It is no big deal.
You got the breakfast part right.
So I'm like, hey, man, I'm like, yeah, you don't have to do that. And he's like, nope. I do it for everybody. You're no exception. I'm like, okay, so I told him I wanted breakfast tacos, and he brought in bagels. I completely expected that, and that's exactly what happened. What's up, David? Yeah, it's Friday. Hopefully, not a lot of people. A lot of people. Most people get, Friday is like they're the end of the week, and they get Saturday, Sunday off, and they return to work Monday. Mm-hmm. But we got Robert here. He's got CQ today.
Sorry, buddy.
And then he's got it again on Sunday. So I responded to him. I'm like, that's how the command structure tells you that they love you and they appreciate you.
So what did you really do?
Well, I guess you don't have PT Monday morning. I guess I don't know how they do things
What?
anymore. They used to give us, you had 24-hour duty, so you get the next day off. So if you have duty Sunday, then you get Monday off. Things are kind of upside down and sideways from when I was in. I was in a long time ago. I ETS'd in 96. So, things have changed a little bit. I don't know what they're doing nowadays. But hopefully you get the next day off to recover. Your recovery day. Do a little, I don't know, read a book, do some laundry, I don't know what you do.
Sleep at least.
Sleep, catch up on sleep. I don't know. I usually slept pretty good on CQ. It just sucked waking up every so often and doing the security rounds and stuff. But I usually, I got some sleep, and it wasn't like, okay, you're off duty, and then I would go back to my room and go to bed. I was usually rested up enough to take care of some business and then maybe take a nap. But I can't do that anymore, man. If I take a nap in the middle of the day, I'll wake up and I won't know what year it is. Because I go down hard, and it screws up like that later that night. If I have to go to sleep, I'm wrecked, dude. I'll fall asleep. I fall asleep pretty easily, but I don't stay asleep. So,
or if you fall asleep like at that point in time in like the evening when the sun is doing its thing, and you wake up and you're thinking, holy shit, have I been asleep this long?
It's like, what day is it?
Yeah, you're running through the house thinking like you're late for work or whatever, and then you look at the clock and you're, look at your phone and you're like, oh, okay.
Or you have to actually pull out a calendar and go, okay, this is the day that I think I'm at. This is the day that is. What is happening on this day? Is there anything that I have to do? I hated it, man. But yeah, the nap thing I can't do as much as I'd like to. I changed my diet, so I'm not lethargic. Like after lunch, I usually just eat a salad for lunch. And then, I'm really good for the rest of the day. I'm not like super tired, so I don't have to feel like I have to take a nap or whatever when I get home. I usually don't get home until around 7 p.m. my time. And that's just an easy dinner, shower, bed. I'm in bed by 8 or 8:30 p.m. just because I have to get up early to go to work the next day and do it all over again. But here we are, the 10th of May. Hell yes. We're like almost halfway done with the year.
Almost. And I was about to say, and speaking of mom, Mother's Day is Sunday, guys.
It is Sunday.
Gift.
A gift or a phone call or something.
Yes, because she is the reason why she pees when she sneezes, laughs, or coughs now.
There you go. I mean, you might not get along with your mom, and I didn't get along with my mom for a very, very long time. She's my stepmom. My real mom died when I was young. And my dad remarried, and then we never got along, and then I left the house as soon as I graduated. I joined the Army, and then I never went back home after I graduated high school. Never really liked my mom. We just never got along for no particular reason. I just, she just graded me the wrong way, so I never gave her the time of day. It's just like, I wasn't willing to put forth the effort. It was wrong for me to do that, but.
Well, you were young.
I was a little shithead when I was growing up, so, we had some bad blood between the two of us. And, but then I got married. I started, I had kids. I didn't have kids. My wife had kids. And then all of a sudden, that was kind of the she got kind of back involved in my life, and then it's just, and now we've got this great relationship. Now I'll call the house just to talk to her. So I call every Sunday, and I've got a great relationship with my mom and she's my mom, my dad and my stepmom, but I don't call her my stepmom. She's my mom.
Of course.
So now that since you mentioned that, we're going to talk about the show lineup, since this is kind of a housekeeping type thing. Sunday we are going to have the sports bar with the actual King Smith and maybe the coach. I'm not sure what's going on. I want to say it's a pre-record, but I'm not sure. But there is going to be a show on Sunday. Sunday is also Mother's Day. Don't forget to give your mom a call. You'll be in the fucking doghouse if you don't. Monday is the Monday edition with Ice, and the special guest is World War II veteran Jack Moran. He's one of the veterans to be honored on Memorial Day in Washington, D.C. this year. This dude is like 99, and he's seen
I
some
think he's
shit,
going to
man.
be the oldest person ever we've had on the show.
Right? Older than Ice. I mean, Ice really hasn't said how old he is, and he might be older. But, Jack is up there. But anyway, World War II veteran, there's not a whole lot of them left. And it's great. I think we're extremely honored to have Jack on the show, and you can catch that on Monday, on the Monday edition. Tuesday's Pop Culture Warrior with CQ. Wednesdays the Smoke Pit and Radar and with TZ. And there's a guest. He's an artist. He's a musician. He plays the guitar and he sings a little bit. I'm not sure if you've heard of him. Theodore Nugent. Ted Nugent. He's on the list, man. Ted Nugent's going to be here on Wednesday for the Smoke Pit. So tell your friends, have your friends tell 10 friends, and tune into the Smoke Pit on Wednesday because it's going to be wild, dude.
It is.
And then Thursday we're back with Sergeant's Time with Ice and the Spanky. And I think she's about ready to. She does her summer checkout. She just checks out and goes away for a couple of weeks and then comes back. Doesn't she have some vacation? I know you're on vacation for a while, aren't you?
You, me?
Yeah, you're going on vacation. You're taking some time off, which everybody needs to take time off.
Yes. Let's see here. I'm only going to be gone for like not even 2 weeks.
It'll seem like forever.
Yeah, because who's in charge after
We're lost without you.
You guys are.
because it's it's like you get the emails, we don't get the emails, you get the emails, and then we just no one knows what's going on, and then stuff starts happening all by itself.
Well, even though yes, I'm going on vacation, I'll still get the emails. I'll still kind of be doing my thing behind the scenes.
As long as you let Spanky know what's going on, then we'll be well informed. Yes. But tonight is a special night because we have Creed Fisher is going to be on the show. So this is a really, really good guest because he's unapologetically patriotic. There's no doubt about that. If you listen to the intro song, if you have the right to burn the flag, I have a right to kick your ass. That's what this guy is. Anyway, Creed Fisher is our honored guest tonight. He's a United States Army veteran and a country artist from Odessa, Texas. Among his numerous concert dates this year in support of his Stars and Stripes tour, he will also be sharing the stage with several other artists on May 18th for Patriots Fest in Aurora, Illinois. Now, you might remember that our last two guests are also on that bill for Patriots Fest in Aurora. So this is really, really great, man. We got freaking papers, man. Why can't I just read off a screen like everybody else, man?
Like president's teleprompter.
There with the camera that I'm using, and I maybe CQ does this because he's a techie kind of guy. There's a teleprompter option that you can use, but that just seems weird to me because that you would have to you can't have a conversation. Everything goes by the teleprompter. It's just like someone's out there regurgitating whatever's on the teleprompter.
Yeah, be like AI.
Maybe if I could put a bulleted list of things and just have it there, that would be pretty cool. It might help. I wouldn't have to look back and forth and there's also an extension that will follow your eyes. So the camera that I should be looking at, I'm not always looking at that. So if I'm looking at my page or if I'm looking at this screen or that screen or this screen or this screen, it makes it look like I'm staring right at the camera.
That's crazy though.
So I think maybe if I was close, like to here, to looking at this screen or that screen or this screen or that screen would be kind of close. But if I'm like down here reading a page, that might look weird, and I might have these stupid AI eyes or whatever AI thinks my eyes ought to look like.
At least it's your eyes and not like your hands. You got like 10 fingers for one hand or a foot coming out of your.
Yeah, right. Oh, there's some crazy AI art, man. And we'll have a little talk about some AI here in a couple of seconds. But yeah, we got Creed Fisher coming up in about 10 minutes. Wow, we've talked for 20 minutes. This is nuts. Anyway, Creed Fisher's going to be here in about 10-ish minutes. So be ready for that, man. I think it's going to be a great conversation. Hopefully I can get the videos and stuff to work. I have a really good feeling about this. Anyway, I'm going to go blast through this just really, really quick. Summer vacation's coming up. This year, it's not going to matter if you want to go to Brazil or not. But in 2025, you got to look out. Because coming in April of next year, people visiting Brazil from the United States, let me get the graphic up here. From the United States, Canada, or Australia, you're going to have to jump through a couple of extra hoops in order to get into the country. First off, the visitors are going to need to obtain a visa. Okay, not a big deal. Okay. The visa requirement was suspended back in 2019 from President Bolsonaro, just to increase tourism to the country. Yeah. So now they're reinstituting it. So you're going to have to get a visa now. This is starting in April of 2025 to get into the country. First off, visitors are going to need to complete the application, and visitors must provide proof of income for travel by showing their last 3 checking or savings account statements or their 6 previous pay stubs. That's kind of weird. So if you don't have, and you also have to have at least $2,000 in your bank account, or you're going to need a sponsor, and that's typically a friend or a family member, to sign a document called an affidavit of support, accepting financial responsibility for you. Other requirements include passport, a letter of intent, proof of residence, and proof of plane or bus tickets, and lodging reservations, and a payment of $80.90. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. But before we get all bent out of shape about this, the United States has similar requirements for Brazilian citizens who travel to America for tourism. To obtain a visa, to obtain a United States visa, Brazilians must have a valid passport and pay a $185 application fee. And they also may need to schedule a visa interview appointment at the nearest embassy, as well as provide documentation outlining the purpose of the visit and their ability to pay for the entire trip. So I guess tit for tat, right?
I guess so. Could it be because of the whole drug cartels?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean,
like I said mid the comment before we came on air, like it almost sounds like you're going on leave for the military.
Oh my gosh, and you're absolutely right. Now, if you're a military member, you also have to submit your you make sure your shot records are up to date, and you have to have a current PT test. And what did you say? A vehicle inspection?
Yeah, that too. Which is, they might as well just throw that in there if you want to go to Brazil.
I'd love to go to Brazil. That would be awesome.
My question is so you have to show your income. Like how many pay stubs or whatever?
6 pay stubs or 2.
It says for some people that's what about 3 months. We'll go 2 to 3 months of income. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess it's just proof that you are a responsible person. But I mean, how many people just have the money and they just travel? I don't have any pay stubs. I just have the money. Yeah. So there's your pay stub, or not your pay stub, but your account information. I guess it's fine. The United States does it. Brazil does it. Meh. Yeah, I don't find myself going to Brazil. That would be cool, though. I think that would be a pretty cool vacation to go to. I mean, Brazil's huge.
Like to Rio de Janeiro would be neat.
Yeah.
But
the other thing, since we're on the country, we've been on this country kick for the last, 2 months.
Yes, we have.
With the guests and stuff, and we have Creed Fisher coming up in a little bit. Just as hot off the presses in the country realm of things. Country Music Hall of Famer Randy Travis has released his first new song in over a decade. For those of you who didn't know, Travis has been mostly unable to sing or speak or walk since July of 2013. He was hospitalized with viral cardiomyopathy, a virus that attacks the heart, and he later suffered a stroke because of it. The Country Music Hall of Famer had to relearn how to walk, how to spell and speak and read in the years that followed. What makes this a remarkable story is that Randy Travis's new song called Where That Came From, was co-written by country veterans John Scott Sherrill and Scotty Emmerich. But Randy's vocals were done all by using voice cloning technology using AI.
I think that is pretty cool, mainly because, I mean, Randy has one of the most iconic singing voices in country.
He absolutely does.
And my whole thing, like, yeah, like we have others like reliving through his music, singing his music for him, but to hear his voice in a new song, I was in tears, honestly. I was.
It's a really good song. It's a really good song. I did pull up a sample of it, but I really choose not to get in trouble. So I'm not going to play it.
So if you guys can, go listen to his new song. You wouldn't even think that that's just a computer.
No, I mean, that would be, it's really good. It's really good. Randy Travis is like, I've never met the man, and I can't say he's the nicest person ever, but I've never heard a bad word about Randy Travis.
No.
He's just, he's a remarkable artist. He's a staple in the country music, just the arena of country music. And I'm really, really happy that he's doing his thing, man. He's not letting having a freaking stroke get in his way.
No.
It's perfectly awesome. So, guess what time it is? 3 minutes early. Creed Fisher shows up. Let me unmute this man here. Where's he? Unmute. What's going on, Creed? What's going on? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, man.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
I really appreciate it. I mean, I've seen your tour schedule. You've got like 50 shows left, and that only takes it until October. Yeah. So you're a super busy dude, man. So Creed Fisher is our honored guest tonight. He's a country artist from Odessa, Texas, and among his numerous concert dates in support of the Stars and Stripes tour, he will also be sharing the stage with several other artists on May 18th for Patriots Fest in Aurora, Illinois. Hailing from the great state of Texas and the city of Odessa, let's give a great WTF Nation welcome to the hugely talented and unapologetically patriotic Creed Fisher. What's up, Creed?
Good to be here, man. Thanks for having me, brother.
Yes, sir.
It's good to see you guys.
So, it was really weird getting to know you, your online presence, because I went to YouTube and I'm looking for Creed Fisher videos. The first one that I came across was Fairies Wear Boots. I was super impressed with that. That was a very fun video. And I'm like, I thought this guy was a country dude. And then I saw like Creed's Kids? Not Creed's Kids.
Creed Fisher and the Little Outlaws.
Yeah, the Little Outlaws, man. I was like, this is fun. The burrito song. I'm like, yeah, I can get down with some burritos, man. And then I watched your other videos. I'm like, oh, this guy's legit, man. So, man, you've been having a lot of fun with the country music stuff.
I do a little bit of everything, man. Try to keep it fresh.
So tell me a little bit about Creed Fisher, man. Tell me how you got to where you are.
Well, my story's a little different than the average story. I didn't get into music till I was 35, so I got into it a little later in life. I lived out in Odessa, out in West Texas. I was a journeyman electrician out there for 23 years. So if I was finally able to quit my job when I was 43, I moved to Fort Worth at first, and I ended up having to move back. I got in trouble. I got a DWI.
No.
So that didn't last long, but I had to move back home and work for a little longer. But yeah, I got into music a little later in life. I didn't pick up a guitar till I was 35, and which I believe everything happens for a reason. I'm glad I didn't get into music till I did. I probably wouldn't still be in music if I got in it when I was in my 20s.
You think that would have been a bad thing, huh?
Yeah, I would have burnt myself out.
It's a grind, man. And I'm just looking at your schedule, going, man, because if you look at your, I mean, your, this is the Creed Fisher map for this year, all the way across the United States from what is that, almost Maine, or is that Maine? All the way to
Maine.
Washington and Portland, down California, down Southern California, southern Texas, south of Houston. I mean, man, dude,
Acton, Maine to San Diego, California.
that is just intense. That is some intense stuff.
It's what we do, man. That's what we signed up for. I love it.
So, what do you like the music writing part of it better, or the performance part of it better? I asked Brandon Hart that question last week.
That's a hard one for me to answer. I love both of them. I can't imagine one without the other.
Mm-hmm.
But songwriting is where my passion is, but playing live is also my drug of choice, So it'd be hard for me to say, man. Just I'm a songwriter, and then I love to go out and tell the stories that I write.
I also saw a video of you. What was this last week? Because I follow Peyton Howie, and she was the very first country artist that I had ever done a conversation with, and I was nervous, and I'm not a country person. And I don't know why Amy keeps on putting me with country people, but every time she puts me with a country artist, I'm like, dude. And then I'm buying their records and they're going on my playlist. And so if you look at my playlist, it's like,
you cause.
Yeah, we're converting you, man. We convert you.
I'm so impressed by everything. But you guys, I mean, you teamed up with Peyton Howie, man, and she was posting your pictures on her Instagram page, and you guys had a good time, huh?
Yeah, I love her, man. She's such a sweetheart. She's I don't know, man. She can't be much more than 23 or 4.
Yeah,
most.
yeah.
And she's out there grinding, and I try to help the younger artists any way I can. Anything I can help them with where they don't have to make the mistakes I made. But she's just a sweetheart. I love working with her. She's very talented, puts on a great show, and so yeah, I love Peyton.
So so you did pick up the guitar when you were young, but you didn't pick up the guitar for real until you said you were 35. What was that like? You're like, okay, what's a G chord? What's a D chord? Man, how do
It was rough. I mean, when I was young, in my younger days, if it did not come easy, I did not stick with it. That's why I gravitated to sports, and I tried to play guitar when I was younger, and it was just not very good. And so it wasn't really something I ever did until I got divorced when I was in my early 30s. And I started singing, getting up there and singing. I'd done karaoke for years. And it just really bugged me, man. As a musician, as an artist, you want to deliver this song by yourself. You don't want to have to rely on nobody else to go out there and just deliver a song. And I went down and bought my first guitar at the pawn shop and just, started Googling stuff and learning the chord. I took a couple lessons. I took 2 lessons, and then I bought the book. And it was rough, man. My uncles laugh and joke about it, how horrible I was at first.
Look at you now, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've come light years from where I was. But it just, you never really know, and I don't think sometimes people realize this. You can be bad at something and learn how to do it and learn how to be good at it.
Well, everyone's bad at something, and then they become better. And then some people become great.
Just because you're not talented at something right away does not mean that you can't get talented and improve and do good at it.
Absolutely.
I'm living proof, because when I first started playing guitar, I was horrible, and now I go out there and just kill it. So
do you feel that, you were writing poems and, poetry and maybe lyrics at a younger age. Did you find that that came easier once you learned how to play?
No, that was a talent I've always had, even since I was young. I've always been able to write really good poetry. and that's all music is. You know, it's a poem to work to music. I mean, and it's, I mean, you're telling a story, but you know, you're rhyming words, same as poetry. And I think poetry is a good way, because I think poetry, you have to be even a little bit more thoughtful in your words, because there is no music, it's just the words, you know. But it's just a talent I've always had, man. It's a God-given talent. I don't, you know, I'm just very blessed to be able to write good songs. That's my main jam. That's why people love me. That's why everything I'm doing independently on my own without major label support is just, you know, it's always been one fan at a time. It's always been about the songs, the music.
Do you find that it's easier to write? I don't know how to frame this question. Easier to write based on life experience, or do you have a I really don't know how to ask this question. It's not that it's a bad question. It's just how do you sit down and write music? Is it based upon life experience?
Always.
Always?
It comes from the depths of your soul. You know, it doesn't have to be just my life experience. It can be something I saw someone else go through.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily have to go through it to write a song about it. I see somebody else go through it, and it's just, you know, my songs are all straight from the heart. You know, it's all just crazy things that I've, you know, either done in my life or experienced, or sadness, happiness. You know, you got to have all the different sides of when you put an album out. When you write songs, you got to have funny songs, you got to have sad songs, you got to have songs people can party to. So that's what I try to do.
So all the places that you play, is it mostly like a club setting, or are there large venues, or is Aurora going to be your big one?
It's a mix. I mean, I played big shows before. I mean, I played with Big and Rich out in Temecula, California last year. And but you know, it's always a mix of either honky tonk bars all the way to theaters, to festivals, to, you know, it's a little bit of little bit of everything in there. But I'm really looking forward to that show in Aurora on the 18th, supporting our veterans.
That is such a that's a big ticket, man. There's a lot of people going to be there.
Yeah,
that's going to be a lot of fun.
Man. Three Doors Down, Ted Nugent, Big and Rich. Obviously, I'm going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. All in support of our veterans. 100% of the proceeds go to our veterans, so I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, we do
a little bit of everything, man. You know, sometimes we're in a theater, sometimes we're in just a whole honky-tonk bar, which I like that. I don't like the same stuff every day.
It seems like that smaller, intimate setting would be a little bit, not better, but a little bit more rewarding.
My favorite spot, my favorite jam is 1,000 people in a bar. You can't beat that. You know, you can't beat that at all. I mean, 20,000 people in a arena, to me, is not as fun as 1,000 people in a bar. You know, we just played Lori's Roadhouse in Ohio to 1,000 people, and I mean, shows like that, man, I have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm in Cincinnati, actually.
Oh yeah. I was living in Westchester for a little while.
Oh, okay. Small world.
Yeah, I just played there a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, so I know you're coming back to Fort Worth. I'm in Fort Worth, so if I need
I'm playing Billy Bob's on the 13th of September. Baby.
September, yeah, I saw that. I'll write a letter to the mayor and say, hey man, leave Creed alone.
No, I mean, Fort Worth loves me, man. It's not, you know, I mean, just the legal troubles I've had there, you know. That I got. It's funny because I got kicked out of Billy Bob's 4 years ago.
Is your picture on the wall? Like, don't let this guy in here.
Yeah, I think my picture's on the wall.
You should sign it. You know, I've lived here for years. I've never stepped foot inside Billy Bob's.
No,
I've never been there. No,
I've been there a handful of times, man. Not a whole lot, but you know.
And how many times have you been kicked out? Just the once?
Just the once.
Okay.
I haven't been back since. Actually, yes, I have. Actually, it's funny because I won Texas Country Artist of the Year or Entertainer of the Year, 2022 at Billy Bob's. So 2 years after I got kicked out, I won Entertainer of the Year.
That'll teach them.
Oh, I don't have no hard feelings, man. I don't hold it good. You know.
So you've been putting out music and albums since around 2012. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, right around that time frame. Yeah.
You got about a dozen or so albums. I think number 13 dropped today.
I think that's 14.
That's number 14.
Yeah, I think that's 14.
That dropped today. Do you have a favorite? I mean, your most recent one is probably your favorite, so let's not talk about that one. So of all your other albums, do you have a favorite album that you've put out?
Not really, man. I love them all. I will say this, just because of its originality, The Wild Ones is a very original album because it's different than anything else. It's basically... and I redid Ain't Scared to Bleed, so it's gonna freak the fans out. I'm not even gonna say nothing.
Wow.
I got a new distributor, and so we're having to we switching everything over, and I'm just gonna put it out new and not even say anything.
Awesome.
See what people say. But it's just different. I mean, it's Southern rock, so I have 2 Southern rock albums out of the 14.
Okay.
12 country, 2 Southern rock. And so The Wild Ones, it's the most like our show. If I had to, when you come see us live, that's kind of like what we sound like live, The Wild Ones.
Okay.
So
and you're old school. You love the old school. Okay. And you love the old school sound, the old school feel to country music.
Hell yeah. Country, this conversation is not that complicated.
Oh, no.
Now, listen. I love Jelly Roll to death. I love Jelly Roll to death.
Right.
He's a good dude. He seems like a great guy. He's doing stuff for his community. I respect the heck out of that. Santa Claus is a good guy too. And, neither one of them sing country music.
You know what? Yeah, I think it's just the fact that he lives in Nashville and he's got everybody that he's around that is important in the industry is country. So
they're making it what they want it, and that's fine. They have their own little club, and I got my club.
Yeah.
I like country music. Came from the hardworking fields of our country back in the Depression, from the early 1900s. It was. Music brought so much joy to people's lives at a time where there wasn't much joy to be found. And if you could get together with a fiddle and a mandolin and a guitar and all these instruments, dobro was big. That was how people let off steam back then.
Yeah, I mean, it made the musicians happy and it made everyone around them happy, and they were dancing. Yeah.
I mean, if you ever studied country music and know where country music came from, that's where it came from. It came from the back porch. You can't take it too far from the back porch. It's not country music. Which I guess there are subgenres of country, but I mean, like I said, and like I put out, Merle Haggard's my standard. And if you're asking me if it's country, well, it damn sure ain't Merle. Okay, so... And like I said, it doesn't have to be this or that. I mean, I don't care what people do. But what I like country music. Keith Whitley, That's the stuff I grew up on.
There was a lot of artists that have escaped the country sound to be pop stars. Taylor Swift was one of them. Was she ever really country? I don't know. But, there's just a lot of people that try to do that pop thing along with the country, and then there's this whole other genre of country music that's very successful.
I think there's room for all of us, man. I mean,
yeah.
Mainstream has gone the way mainstream has gone. I mean, there ain't no changing that at this point.
Yeah, it's whatever's going to make money for the labels too, for those who have labels.
Yeah, it's thank God for independent artists.
Yep.
Thank God for the internet.
Right.
And Pandora. I mean, because I wouldn't exist without that stuff, But it just, you got both. If you want to go listen to the radio, go listen to the radio. If you want to watch the CMAs, go watch the CMAs. if you want to hear country music, just go dig a little bit for it. It's there, trust me. You got guys like me, Cody Jinks, Mickey LaMantia, Frank Foster. I could go on for days. Frank Foster, Whitey Morgan. I mean, there is a whole bunch of us outlaw country artists out here. We just don't get we're not on the CMAs. We're out here working. We're out here putting the music out. We're out here doing what the old outlaw legends were doing. We're not at the CMAs singing with Beyonce. I'll tell you that. Nothing against Beyonce. I'm sure she's lovely, but I'm gonna pass on that one.
Right. I've got a lot of opinions. I just don't. It's not for me to say. And from a non-country fan who is slowly becoming a country fan, I don't want to shit on anyone's breakfast, man.
Well, see, man, you have different kind of country. See, the kind of country you would like is what I call dysfunctional country. It's Merle Haggard. It's I think I'll just stay here and drink. Then you have other country. You have Christian country. You have Check Yes or No by George Strait, which, he had to do that because of Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks did Shameless, and then there went country music. Next thing you know, I'm getting Check Yes or No from George Strait. Come on, man.
Oh, I'd love to see the little flow chart.
I want to hear Unwound. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to hear she's kicking you out because you're getting too drunk. I don't want to hear no Check Yes or No.
So what kind of musical influence did you have growing up?
I had a very diverse musical influence growing up from different sides of my family. On one side, I was getting the country stuff. I was getting the old Marty Robbins, was huge. That Gunfighter album was probably the most influential album of my childhood. I've heard that album thousands of times before I could even walk, so, and then Don Williams, several other, Hank Jr., and then on the other side, I was getting Ted Nugent. I was Cat Scratch Fevering, and I was getting Black Sabbath, Black Sabbath, Ted Nugent, Marshall Tucker. So that's why when you look at me as an artist, that's where the influence is. That's why my music sounds like it does. That's why my music isn't just country. It isn't just Southern rock. Sometimes it's just Southern rock. Sometimes it's just country. Sometimes it's a mix of the two.
What prompted you to do the Fairies Wear Boots video? I love that. I love it. That was the first video I saw of you. So
because the song came out so good.
Yeah. You guys just sit around and jam, and you do that just for warm ups and stuff, and it's like, man, this sounds really good. We ought to cut that.
No, I went to my guy and said, I want to cut this song.
Oh, okay.
I want to try doing this, and so we cut it, and I killed it, and it sounded really awesome, and but then again, I mean, you understand, Ozzy is my favorite artist. Ozzy, Black Sabbath is my favorite rock group, and Ozzy was my favorite. I mean, Ozzy was my jam way back in the day. Matter of fact, I got busted one time underage drinking, and I had an Ozzy pin on my jacket, and the cop looked down and goes, "Who's that? Your girlfriend?" So, I love me some Ozzy, man.
That's good, man. I really appreciate that, and that's what I like about your music is you can tell there's influences from more than one side. It's not just the tear in my beer country. It's not just that. There's some punch to it.
Bro, the thing about my music, it's either gonna make you want to kick someone's butt, cry, or pop open a drink.
That's great.
I mean, you're gonna have some or laugh. You're gonna have some emotion.
There was a couple songs I was listening to. The one that just about boobs. I was like, oh, this is hilarious.
Girls with big titties.
That's what I was trying to think of the name.
Yeah.
Who would have thought it was going to be the most streamed song on the album? I don't know. I guess my fans are just as messed
Everybody
up
loves
as I am.
titties.
Everybody.
Yeah.
It is unanimous.
There was no discussion about that.
Unanimous. Literally, the only people that don't like titties is gay guys. And I think even they like them a little bit.
So you brought up listening to Ted growing up. have you met him before? Because I know he's a part of the lineup on the 18th. If you haven't, are you like
No,
excited about the lineup that day?
no, I mean, I haven't met him. I've never met him. I did a podcast with his wife one time. His wife has a podcast in Arlington,
Mm-hmm.
Texas, and I went and did her podcast one time. But I have never met him. But Ted Nugent was my first concert. I was
Oh, that's
5 years
awesome.
old. I was 5 years old. He played the Ector County Coliseum. I was on the shoulders of my uncle's buddy, Mad Dog, who was 6'5". So I was on his shoulder. I was the tallest thing in the building.
That'd make you about 8 feet tall.
Yeah, and back, Ector County Coliseum was one of the few places where it was like general admission. Like, you got there early because you were standing. It was just people. There was no seats.
Mhm.
And so I was sitting on his shoulders, and Ted Nugent swung on the stage on a vine like Tarzan in a loincloth. He looked like Tarzan. And so, yes, I knew right then I wanted to be a rock star.
That is so perfect. What a perfect
Between
image.
him and Elvis, I had no chance.
And then you share the stage with the man. This is awesome. Hopefully you guys get to have a conversation.
Man, that is so cool. I didn't even think about that. My first concert, I get to play with him. That's really cool.
Yeah, it just hits you right now, right? It's just like,
Yes,
wow.
that is pretty cool, man.
So in these types of shows, do you guys get to mingle with the other talent, with the main liners, the headliners?
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know, man.
It just
You
seems to
never
me
know.
they'd be like, oh no, you can't talk to Three Doors Down or Ted Nugent.
It's always organic.
Yeah.
You never go in expecting anything,
Yeah.
And now if you know somebody, you can pull some strings, make it, nice and efficient, and like go swing by their bus or something maybe backstage. But usually, man, you never know. If you see them, you see them. If you don't, you don't. I'm very accessible to my fans. I always go down and mingle with them and stuff.
So you're, have you done anything with Demon Jones or any of the other guys, Brandon Hart or any of the other folks?
No, it's funny because one of my fans went to see Demon Jones the other day, and he told a fan of mine. He said, "Man," he said, "Creed Fisher's hardcore as hell, man."
Oh wow. Well, I haven't heard a lot of Demon Jones, but he's not that country to me.
I took that as a compliment.
Right.
He's country rap.
He is.
Yeah.
But he's not that traditional. He's not Hank or Waylon.
Oh no.
I will have to say this, like listening to the album that came out today, and I would have to pause and be like, wait, am I still listening to Creed? Like, who is, because sometimes my Alexa just does its own thing.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we'll shuffle things on me. And then I was like, wait, you sound so, like, I wouldn't say original. I mean, obviously, you're not Hank or anything, but it really played tricks on my brain thinking, wait a minute.
That's my jam. That's what I do. See, everybody has their own way they do stuff. When I do a cover, I want it to be so much like the original that people can't tell the difference. Like I did on Volume 1, Outlaw Influence Volume 1, I did No Place Like Home by Randy Travis. And the algorithm sent me an email and said that it could not tell the difference between his version and mine. So it unmonetized it. And that was the only time in my life I've been excited to lose money.
I was going to say, that's kind of like a little badge of honor you got there.
So speaking
that was
of
pretty cool.
Randy, like, what do you think of him able to put out a new song?
Have you heard his new song?
Man, I have conflicting opinions on it. I mean, I love it for him. I know it makes him happy. The song's amazing. I'll start off saying that. No, I'm happy for him. I have conflicting feelings because of the Pandora's box.
Oh,
Yeah.
the AI thing.
That's being opened. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't mind it, man.
But the artist opened it. I think if the artist opened it, it's okay for them. And it's helping him right now. But if Randy were to die and then they released music with Randy's voice using AI, I think that would be a problem.
Oh, that is definitely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think his situation is what it is. I'm happy for him, I know it had to have been really awesome for him, and the song is amazing, so I'm happy for him.
Question in the chats.
The whole AI thing.
Yeah, that's kind of like
Well, they don't need it. They just need Creed to do it now.
Yes.
We have a question in the chats. What do you think of Ryan Upchurch?
I love Ryan. He's a good friend of mine. No, I love Ryan to death, man. I went down there and hung out with him last year, and we wrote some songs, and that was right before all that stuff happened with his mom and his family, and we haven't really reconnected since. I did a song with him, but it was right before he just kind of fell off the deep end, and all that Chase Matthews stuff happened, and he really pissed off my booking agent. And so, I love Ryan to death. I take a bullet for that guy, but I have to. I mean, my booking agent is my booking agent.
Right.
So I love him, man. Yeah, I love him. I hope nothing but the best for him. I hope he gets, he seems to be doing a little better. I know, when things like that happen with your family, man, that's tough, especially when it's your mom. He was really close with his mom. When I was down there, I FaceTimed his mom with him. And so, I pray for him, man, and just wish him nothing but the best. I love the guy.
Yeah, the same guy that asked that question, Captain Wayne Baconator, said he's diverse. He's pretty diverse. Another question from the chats: Are you already booked in 2025?
No, I don't think so. You book about 6 months out.
6 months.
So yeah,
that's probably why your dates are out till about October. You know there's going to be more, but or you hope there's more rather.
Well, there always is. There has to be. My overhead has to be paid.
Oh my gosh, right?
Well, it's just like if you lease a bulldozer, you got to bulldoze. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can't sit around doing nothing when you're leasing a bulldozer.
That's true. So do you play with the same crew, or do you do a lot of solo stuff, or you just have the same dedicated folks?
Yeah, I've had the same band for about 8 years. We've had a few people leave, come and go, but it's been the same core of people. The crew is amazing now. Makes my life way easier, happier. It makes me happier. So yeah, everything's good, man. Staying busy. I love to play, and I don't want to take off. I mean, I'm 49 years old, man. I got a good 15 left in me, I think, maybe 20. The good Lord's willing, and I'm like Willie, man. I don't stop. I love what I do. I think
I've seen the meme before. It's like, man, I think in my lifetime, I think Willie Nelson has always looked like what Willie looks like right now. He's always looked like that in my life.
He's like Lionel Richie. He never changes.
No, he doesn't.
Keith Richards is who I was thinking about.
Oh, Keith Richards. Well, Lionel Richie too.
Keith Richards looks exactly today what he looked like when I was born 49 years ago. I don't know what the heck.
So, what is your next show? The 16th, May 16th. You got a couple days off, and then on the road again.
Yeah, I'm up at Loretta Lynn's ranch. I'm excited because I'm going to go ride Harleys.
Nice.
We're rolling in about noon. The guy's there now, or not now, at Monday. He's getting there Monday. He was wanting me to come down, and I was like, bro, I'm at home. I ain't going nowhere. I'll see you there on Thursday, homie.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, he's got a bike there for me to ride. And so I'm going to, at noon when I get there, I want to jump off the bus and go ride motorcycles till about 4 or 5. So I'm excited about that.
I hope the weather works out for you, man. The weather's been kind of crazy.
Yeah, you never know, man. You never know. Hopefully.
So all this traveling around, do you ever get a chance to get back home, see the family?
Here lately, I have more and more. Yeah, I was going through a little period there, man, where I was just money was so tight and stuff. It was just a grind, and I was trying to do the best I could to to save money and to,
Mm-hmm.
not spend so much money. And so I was trying not to fly home as much. But here these days, yeah, I'm flying home every time I can. So if I only have 3 days, I'm not flying home. I'm not going to fly home, have a day off, then fly back.
Right. Yeah. That's,
But if I got 4 days, I'm going home.
Do you have a favorite venue that you like to play? I mean, like a location? You go back to Odessa and play some bar in Odessa? Is that better than?
Hell no. Hell
No.
no. Man, I tell you what, I don't know. I have a lot of venues I love to play around the country, man. It's hard for me to pick, but there are a few that that I like really well. I always love playing Ohio.
There you
One of
go.
my best up there. I like JD Legends up there. It's really badass. And Sturgis is always. I play Sturgis every year, so we're playing at the Knucklehead Saloon this year.
I saw that on your schedule too. We got to get you in touch with Radar. He's up in that Sioux Falls area.
Yeah, I love playing up there at Sturgis, man. I like to go up there and ride my bike, But man, Billy Bob's. It's gonna be awesome. It's my first time in there.
So, one of our hosts, TZ, she's our Wednesday night. She co-hosts with Radar, and she's in New Braunfels, and she asked
Where are we partying?
Billy's.
Billy's, all right.
Yeah, she's seen you there.
Yep. I love Billy's. I lived right across the street.
You do?
Bar. I used to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I went there every day for a good little bit.
I'm trying to read some of the. I don't know if she's actually met you or if she's went and watched you play.
Well, she was at Billy's. She had a good time. I can tell you that.
She said, "I'll tell Bob you said hi."
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Bob from time to time. He don't own the bar no more.
Oh.
He sold it, so it's new ownership. I'm working with Billy's actually. I want to do a deal because obviously I'm from New Braunfels. I live in New Braunfels now, and I want to I want to do like a yearly thing where I want to start it this year, but this year it's going to have to be a little. It's going to have to be a little later in the year this year, because I just got this idea. But
Yeah.
I want to do a concert, and I'm trying to hook it up at Billy's once a year, and then I want to donate my pay to School of Rock.
Oh, there you go.
Which is where the kids go, to learn how to play music and stuff. Either that, or donate, maybe both, to the local schools to help kids buy instruments.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and do a little thing where, have it be like a benefit kind of show where not only do I donate my pay, but I donate, we get people to donate at the show.
That'll be great. Yeah. Well, she says she's met you a few times, so.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't really have a picture.
I'm pretty nice in person.
You're pretty nice in person.
That doesn't seem on the outset that would be something hard to coordinate. But
no,
then
I've already reached out to my manager. We're going to make it happen. For sure.
Yeah, because one of the things I do here, because I live in New Richmond on the east side, and there's a little boutique that I help run. And our main thing is we help raise extra, our funding, the fundraising that we do goes towards kids' lunches here in the school district, because there's
That's cool.
there's
that.
parents there that make $20 too much to qualify, and they're struggling. So I think it's really cool. I mean, I was in band when I was in high school and stuff, and music is such an outlet for everyone, and it's a neat thing to learn. It kind of, once you understand the basic things about music, you kind of you get into it, and then there's so many options you can go with music.
You know, I just think it's such a great thing to get the phones out of these kids' hands
Right.
Mhm.
and get an instrument in their hands.
Yes.
Music, music is music is magic. You know, it's spiritual. It's a positive thing. It's positive energy, and it gets them off the TV. It gets them off the devices, off their phone, and it teaches them discipline. You know, to
Mhm.
sit down and to things don't always come easy. You know, kids need to be taught this. Just because
Mhm.
it's not easy doesn't mean you can't do it.
You needed to be taught that when you were a kid, and I think that's why you might be so passionate about it.
Yeah, I wasn't taught much when I was a kid. You know, but I have the chance now to give back to my community. I want to do several things in my community like that, man. I want to not only do that because that's fun. I want to do it at Billy's because I love Billy's. It's fun for me, and that
Hmm.
matters.
Yeah.
There's a few different places I could do it, but Billy's, I like the environment there, and it's 400 people. That's all we need. We're going to raise money for the kids for their instruments, and then I'd like to do another deal, something. I don't know how I'm going to do it. We'll have to figure it out. I'm new at this, man, but I want to find in my hometown once a year. I want to find like a single mom or even a single dad. Doesn't have to be a single mom. A single person who's like struggling a little bit, and maybe like doesn't have a reliable car, and
Mhm.
just get them a reliable car, something like that. But I think we always wonder, how can we give back? Well, to me, it's like in the community you live. You know,
Yes, it is.
I mean, I try to help where I can, but in my community where I live, I mean, if we all help out where we live, it
It just makes it a better place.
it makes it a better world.
So, how did you get started with the Little Outlaws? Is that
Man, that's a funny story.
I
You sure you
freaking
want?
I dig it. After watching those videos, I'm like, man, this is kind of fun.
That whole thing happened because of a relationship I had back in 2015. I was dating this girl, and she had two little girls. One was about 8, I think, 8 years old, and one was about 5, and they were drastically different. Like they were two totally different people. But one of them could not stay out of trouble. The little one could not stay out of trouble. She was always in trouble,
Hmm.
and she would be in timeout like constantly. Which I don't do timeout, but I was not her father. So
Right, I got you.
I
I
don't
got
get to
you.
choose.
I read you.
I don't get to choose. And so that's where the timeout song came from. I'm in timeout. I ran my mouth. It all was said. I'm in timeout. That's where that song came from. And she hated that song. And it's so funny now because I'm still friends with Ashley, with their mom. Actually, it's a crazy story, man. Sometimes when I have more time, I'll tell you the whole thing.
Sure, sure.
One of the craziest things I've ever done in my whole life. But I moved this lady, not this lady. I moved Ashley. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. I moved Ashley to my mom's into my. I was living with my mom because my mom had hip surgery and had moved in with her. And so anyway, to make a long story short, my mom was really upset at first, but she bonded with these ladies over the time they were there, and we actually FaceTimed at Thanksgiving, and they're all grown up now, and it's
Hmm.
crazy to me, man. It's like they're young little women, and so yeah, that's where the timeout song came from, and her older daughter would eat everything in the house. Like I would have to lock the refrigerator door. I would wake up at 3 in the morning. She'd be in there eating ice cream, like. And so that's where the burrito song came from. I love burritos. I love Doritos. I
That was a
love
good
my
one.
Cheetos. And then I had the young one go, when they're flaming hot. And that's how
Amy,
it
you
all
need to see
started,
that
man.
video. It's good, man. There's so much
Okay,
food
I'll
on
have
that
to
table. Yeah, it's good.
So I knew right then that that was going to be a thing down the line. And then I started seeing because a lot of my fans had played my music for their kids since they were little, and
Hmm.
some of these kids now, and I don't want to admit that I'm this old, but some of these kids now are teenagers, like driving age,
It's funny how that
like
happens.
getting their driving license.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, I got to do something for the kids. And that's what I'd had that in my mind since then. I wrote those songs, and I got it. Obviously, I mean, I got advised, oh, you shouldn't do this because I was smoking at the time, bro. Like I'd come out with 2 albums. I come out with Whiskey and the Dog. I'd come out with Rebel in the South.
I saw
And
your disclaimer in there. It's like, hey, my YouTube page is, adult content, but hey, go to.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Monitor your children when you're on there. But,
please do. Yeah.
and it was fun. I was like I said, man, it was something that I had in my mind I was going to do regardless. I was advised not to do it because it was going to stop my momentum. I had so much momentum at the time, and I mean, it didn't do. I mean, you got to understand. I did this. I did that for the right reasons. I didn't do that for. I don't care about those things, man. I mean, if I did this from the ground floor and I put out all these albums, do you think if I put out a kids album right now that it's going to stop me from going back and doing it all again if I have to? I mean, I did the kids album for the kids, and I have autistic teachers that send me messages, and they're like, "We play this song in our class every day."
Aww.
Kids are just sitting there singing it, and I'm like, "That's why I did that. Not for fame, not for money, not for to keep my numbers up or to." Oh, you're going to hurt your outlaw image. I don't care about none of that stuff.
And that kind of goes hand in hand with the School of Rock too, because that's kids taking lessons and they're doing their musical education thing. Man, that could work.
Yeah, being associated with School of Rock because of my band members over the years have always worked there. Emmanuel, my guitar player, has worked there for a long time teaching. He's a teacher. He teaches guitar. And my drummer back in the day was a School of Rock teacher. And so, like I said, man, I don't know. I just feel like School of Rock is a good place to kind of give them some money. And then maybe we give the other half of the money to like the local school system. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Question in the chat. Any dates in Mississippi? He saw the map and he didn't see anything in Mississippi. You got anything going on down there?
Not that I know of at the moment, but we're always adding dates. I mean, we're only really to about, if you go at our tour, look at our tour on the website, we're only at about August. So later in the year, in the fall, possibly, absolutely. We normally go towards Florida in the fall. You don't want to go. You don't want to go to Florida in the summer, okay?
No. And another comment says, "Are you allergic to Montana?" Because they saw they saw the map. Where's that map? Here's that. Where's the map?
I'm not allergic to Montana.
That one.
I
Because
love
it's
Montana.
like you're in South Dakota, not North Dakota, but Montana's empty. You might have hit southern Idaho.
I've never played Idaho. I played Montana last year. Happy Montana.
Happy Montana.
Happy Montana. I don't know, man. It's way up there. Like I said, I don't book my shows, so I just go where they send me. So
That sounds like the Army.
Montana is way up there.
It is.
Now, yes, I would love to go to Montana, and I'm sure.
No, Creed, please.
You guys still there?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
My mom just called me.
Oh, hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, don't
And
forget to
Mother's
call
Day
her on
Sunday.
Sunday, man. Got to
Man,
call
I gotta
Mom.
go over there.
Yeah.
I gotta go over there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a trip.
Yes, you do. I mean, she's probably the reason why she pees when you're the reason why she pees when she laughs, cries, or coughs, or sneezes, or anything.
Yeah. I'm really close with I'm a huge mama's boy. I
Aww.
got tattoos all over me, and I love my mama.
So I meant to ask you these questions at the beginning of the show, but you are an Army veteran. What did you do in the Army?
Oh, I got in trouble a bunch.
Fair enough.
I was a mechanic.
Guys, okay.
I was in and I got out as soon as possible.
Did you? Did you not like it, or it just didn't fit? It didn't fit you.
I didn't like it. They didn't like me, and I didn't like it. I mean,
That's fair. That's fair.
they told me I was not military material, and I agreed.
Where do I sign again?
No, bro. I mean, back in those days, I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
I got a speeding ticket on post and got called in the company commander's office. I knew right then I was in trouble. A speeding ticket?
That is fair. That is a fair argument.
Just wait for what's coming, buddy.
Yeah.
Speeding ticket. Yeah. No, I'm glad I went in, man, because when I went in the Army, I couldn't even get up and be at somewhere on time, you know.
Mm.
And I grew up a lot in those years.
Basic training will kind of cure you of that.
It's rough.
Yeah.
I mean, there ain't nothing that'll make you call your mama and say, "Mama,
help me.
I have messed up. I have messed up, boy. Can you come get me?" Well, honey, I don't think that's the way this works.
Exactly.
Mama, I don't care. Just come to the gate. I'll jump in. I don't.
Commit a federal offense for me, please.
Oh, man, that's rough, bro. 3 a.m. You're in the kitchen doing KP for the first time. At 3 in the morning, yeah.
Yeah, questioning your life's decisions.
But I'm glad I did it, man. I'm glad it made me tougher. So thank you, Army.
So back to your School of Rock fundraising thing. T has mentioned, she said, let us know when you wanted to, get it going, and she would be happy to help you there.
Okay. I'll get on and announce once I find out the details on it. I'll get on and tell everybody on socials, on my lives and stuff, and I'll make a post about it. So I would appreciate that. That would be nice.
Yeah, and you're more than welcome to reach out to us, as well.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I think I'm shooting for like September this year, September, October.
After Billy Bob's.
It's hard to find them. Yeah. After Billy Bob's. Next year, I'm going to try to do it before the school starts. So like August. It'll be like a once-a-year deal that we do.
That'd be cool, man.
I play for free, man. I don't play for free, so I'm trying to be nice.
What the fuck? Sorry, my cat. He's never. Hold on.
Was that your cat? I was like, who's got a cat? I don't have a cat. So what you got coming up here in the next week or so, Creed?
Man, I'm just headed back on the road. I'm headed to Nashville on next Wednesday.
That's the Loretta Lynn.
Yeah, Thursday, and then we go over to Aurora.
That is coming up. This is May. Yeah, dude, that's like 2 weeks.
That's next weekend.
Yeah, God.
Actually, it's 8 days from now.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing that, and then I fly back home, and then I fly to Nashville again, and I'm doing. Man, I'm nervous. I haven't been nervous for anything in a long time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I opened for Travis Tritt back in 2013.
Oh,
and I'd
cool.
only been playing guitar a short little amount of time. And but it was after I'd went to Fort Worth. So when I went to Fort Worth is when I became the artist I am today, because I had to play to eat. I had to play to go to do it, to gas, rent. I mean, and so that's the last time I've been nervous for a show. But on the 25th of May, I'm at Lucas Oil Speedway in Missouri.
Okay.
For the big weekend-long national drag racing. Lucas Oil.
Oh yeah, I've heard of
It's
that.
a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
About 9,000 to 10,000 people, basically. And so I'm going by myself. Well, not by myself. My band's not going to be there. Everyone else will be there. My tour manager, my sound guy, and my merch person will be there. My merch girl will be there. But I'm singing the national anthem, which I've never done. So, yeah, I'm nervous, man, for the first time in a long time, which is good, I think. And then I got to play 3 songs with just me and my guitar, which will be fine. But yeah, I got to sing the national anthem. I've never done that before.
That's badass, dude.
9,000 people.
Got the damn butterflies,
I'm
too.
going to have that mic in my hand. I'll be like, how does it start? Can you tell me how it
You
starts?
have a bunch of index cards. Oh, say, can you see?
Jose, can you see? Oh.
Nerves are good, man. Nerves are good. Just
I'm
practice.
I'm gonna sing it 300 times.
Make your neighbors sick of hearing it.
There's no way I'm screwing this up.
Yeah. You're gonna do awesome. I'm gonna find the video too.
After that, I'm on my way to Colorado.
There you go, Colorado, man. You're gonna do shows, like 4 different shows in Colorado Springs and Denver and 2 other locations. It's gonna be awesome. Like covering the entire state.
I'm going 3 days before we play to go fishing, go hang out in Colorado, go fishing with my buddy. I'm excited, bro. I'm going to hang out with rich people, okay? And I don't know if you've ever hung out with rich people, but it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to be going to get spas, get massages, going fishing.
You can see Creed Fisher with a mud mask. Mud mask on Creed Fisher. Just a beard sticking out. Hey, where can everyone catch you on the socials, man? Do you do that? I mean, I know you're kind of like not there. You're not doing the social media type thing. I mean, you do the Facebook thing, but is that your brand or is that you? You're kind of like
I have my own Facebook. I mean, Facebook and Instagram would be my answer.
Is it Creed Fisher Music?
It's Facebook. It's yeah. Facebook / Creed Fisher Music.
Yeah.
This is my Facebook. I have 2 Facebooks, my personal and my music one.
Right.
It's pretty easy to tell the difference. They look different.
Yeah.
One has likes and one has friends and stuff. But,
Are you on the tickety talks?
Hell no. And I almost threw out the F word.
My man.
So I pulled back at the last second. Hell to the no, I'm not talking. Keep on scrolling. I'm scrolling. No. I'm sorry, man. I'm out. I can't do it. They're going to have to just hire somebody, just come here and follow me around and do it. No. Sorry. I don't have time to do it. I already deal with Facebook. I go live all the time on Facebook. I do Instagram. I have a Twitter, but I don't use it. I mean,
yeah, I barely use mine.
I know TikTok's a thing, and listen, I'm gonna let management deal with this, but they're gonna have to have somebody do it because that is not my. I don't have time for all that.
It takes effort, and effort is.
You're gonna have to hire a content creator.
There you go. There you go. That kind of energy is best used in other venues, not TikTok.
Man, have you seen people get strung out on TikTok?
Oh yeah.
I got friends that I don't see anymore.
I've got people I work with that are
TikToking right now.
Yeah.
It's worse than crack. Okay.
That's crazy.
And it's one effort.
I'll scroll through and then I'll
literally. These people I know that do this TikToking, literally, the minute that they get done doing any work or whatever, the minute they have a free moment, they're on their TikTok. And they're TikToking. And they're sending TikToks to other friends. And then their friends are sending TikToks back to them. I'm old school, man. I'm going for a walk. I'm going fishing.
Take the dog out.
I'm putting my phone in the drawer, and I ain't coming back for 3 days. You know, like I'm gonna have 1,000 text messages. That's all right.
Yeah, I got my Facebook account got blocked because I use a VPN on my computer and I don't use it on my phone, and I accessed Facebook at around the same time with 2 different devices. One was in this geographic location and one was my current geographic location, and it locked down my Facebook account. And I was like, I was not in a hurry to get it unlocked. I was like, good.
And I feel great.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Uh-huh.
Nice. No, I try to balance that, man. I know TikTok is getting more important every day, but listen, I'm giving it time.
Yeah.
Because I know how things change, okay? I don't want to jump in wholeheartedly and all of a sudden next year it's
something else.
Some other TikTok or Tic-Tac or something, you know. I mean, I want to make sure this thing's going to work, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it'll always be something. I mean, there used to be MySpace. There used to be MySpace, and now there's Facebook.
Yeah, I need a content creator to get creative.
I love TikTok. I mean, to me, it's been great for small business. Like, you can make short videos, and then you get it out there, and then you learn to, you know, kind of limit yourself or whatever. But of course, my TikTok, I've got a few hundred, I don't want to say 100,000, but getting there. But
do you see the way this is going?
Yeah, I'm trying to convince you to go on TikTok. I'm just kidding.
See, we started out getting on the here and just saying something.
Oh yeah.
See, just saying something, just having something to say.
Yeah.
Then we went from that to Instagram, where now you got to take pictures of everything.
Yeah.
You can't say something. You can't just say what you think without a picture. So, you can't just say nothing. You got to have a picture. I warmed up to that. It took me a little while. Now I'm good on Instagram. And now you want to move me to now a picture isn't good enough. Now I got to make a video after video after video after video after video. Oh my goodness.
Oh, and it's got to be it's short format too. So everything you want to say, you got to condense it into 30 seconds or less.
Yeah, and to me, I mean, what I've seen on TikTok is a lot of comedic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But I'm gonna need some help with TicTok. Let's just
content creator for Creed.
I have some friends that are doing
hire
on there. He's gonna be in my. It's time again. Every 15 minutes. You know, we gotta make another video.
Oh no, Creed. I certainly do appreciate your time. I know you're busy. Enjoy your time off. I can't wait to see you in Aurora on the 18th. That's awesome. I can't wait to see the reviews on that. I got 2 brothers in one in Geneva, one in Aurora. They're both going to the show. So,
cool. Are you going?
I'm not. I'm down here. I'm still stuck in Fort Worth, man. I gotta work.
Well, make sure I want to meet them for sure, man.
Oh, awesome.
Shake your hand. Take some pictures.
That would be
Are
great.
you coming?
Who,
Where
me?
are you at? Yeah.
Oh, on the 18th. I'm going to vacation.
Where are you going?
Well, it's Alabama and then also in Florida.
All right, Destin.
Yes.
How did I know?
I'm just kidding. I think it's for everybody.
It's my favorite place in the world.
Is it really? That's awesome. No, yeah, that's where we're going to go for Memorial Day and have a good time.
If you can't be happy in Destin, Florida, you need to go to Alaska.
No, it's too cold.
Okay, right.
I ain't going to Alaska.
I mean, that's a nice place, that Destin, Florida.
What makes it nice? I've never been to Destin, Florida.
Okay, well, I'll tell you right now. The beaches where I live in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
okay? When you walk into a beach in Texas, it's like this. and it's sand.
Yeah.
Okay, so you walk down, and the next thing you know, your legs half buried in the sand.
Gotcha.
And it gets deep very fast.
Okay.
You know, and then it'll come back up, and be not so deep. It has little trenches in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in Destin, it's flat as can be for 8 football fields, and the water is turquoise blue. You can see right to the bottom, and you can walk out a mile and still be waist deep.
That is nice. That is very nice.
And,
Yeah.
and you have little seahorses and little fish that just come around your legs
And sharks and bite your leg off and.
I did tell.
Maybe.
I told my 3-year-old that we were going to go to the beach and stuff, and he's like, well, Mom, there's sharks there. He's like, I'm not going.
I do not swim in the ocean. I swim at Destin. You can see you can see for a good little ways.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I can see what's coming, I'm all right.
There you go.
I had an experience one time in Florida on the other side of the state in Cocoa Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm out there. I don't normally go out there, just like I don't go in the lion's pen either when I go to the zoo. But I'm out there trying to enjoy it. I'm about this high, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you know what a manatee is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a big animal. Okay? And one of them swam up, and I was like Scooby-Doo. My body lifted out of the water, and I ran on top of the water. That scared the crap out of me. And ever since then, no, I ain't getting in no ocean. But in Destin, I was in like Flynn, man. And then you go to Crab Island. Crab Island's awesome. The people that live in Destin got it figured out. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
good.
They got life figured out. Yeah. If you're rich and live in Destin, you got life figured out.
There we go.
Which I kind of feel the same being here in New Braunfels. It's kind of paradise. It's Texas paradise, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Two rivers, the lake and 2 rivers. People come here from all over the state to vacation.
Been tubing down there and stuff.
Yeah.
I lived in Texas myself for a while, so yeah.
New Braunfels is, because I'm obviously being from Texas, I'm from Odessa, which is all the way on the other side of the state. I've been on every square inch of this state, and this is the best place in Texas, New Braunfels. Thank you, Germans.
Yeah, right?
For beer, food, and New Braunfels.
I love it, man.
All right, so thank you, Creed, for being here. Don't forget to check him out in Aurora, Illinois, for the Patriots Fest. With
we got 3 doors down, Ted Nugent, Big and Rich, and Creed Fisher, all on one bill. That's going to be fun.
I'm serious. While you're there, check out Brandon Hart and Nate Venturelli. They were both on the show the last couple of weeks, and they're fantastic human beings, man.
Are they on that bill?
They are. They are.
Awesome, man.
So we're gonna
seeing their show.
We're gonna take a very, very short break, and then we'll be back to close out the show. Thank you very much, Creed. You got any closing comments for you?
No, man, I want to thank you for having me, man. Thank you so much for having me. I want to thank all the fans. My new album came out today.
Mm-hmm.
Debuted at number 7 on iTunes.
That's great.
So just want to thank all the fans for all the love, man. And just come see us.
Before you go, Creed, when we go to break, do you mind hanging on for a second?
No.
Okay.
All right, thank you all for tuning in. We're going to be back in just a couple of minutes. We're going to take a very, very short break and, I don't know, shots.
This is WTF Nation Radio.
Are we good?
W.T.F. Nation Radio.
I got my balls to my butthole, yeah. Oh my God, what did I do? I can't take a dump, 'cause now my balls are blocking up my butthole.
The voice of U.S. Army WTF moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Good God, I pulled too hard, now my skull
I was muted. And we're talking with Mom, and I'm trying to get her picture back. So while we're trying to get her picture back, we're muted.
It's Friday, cause
it is Friday. Golly. Where's Mom Cam? Nah. Anyway, thank you to Creed Fisher for being here. Mom is here. You can hear her. You just can't see her. But yeah, we got shows coming up this week, and our show lineup looks a little bit like this. On Sunday, there's going to be a sports bar show. It may or may not be a pre-record, but there's going to be a show. Sunday is also Mother's Day, so don't forget to call your mom. Monday is the Monday edition with Ice. Our guest is World War II veteran Jack Moran. He's one of the veterans to be honored on this Memorial Day in Washington, D.C. Tuesday's Pop Culture Warrior. Wednesday's a Smoke Pit with Radar and TZ and special guest Ted Nugent. Yes, Ted, like the Ted Nugent, Uncle Ted, not some other guy named Ted Nugent. And then, let me see, on Thursday is Sergeant's Time with Ice and Spanky again. And I thank you very, very much for tuning in. Mom, do you have any parting words? You have some deep, deep wisdom there.
Some deep wisdom? Like
deep wisdom.
Mom wisdom?
Some mom wisdom's good.
Oh, well, I guess... some advice that I've given out lately. I'm kind of drawing a blank. Like you would think I would prepare this every night. I was going to say in 2 weeks you can have something prepared, but you're going to be on vacation. Yes. Some wisdom, some food for thought. Hey, did you know that? Here we'll close with this. You know, all the bones in the human body make a skeleton.
You're you're the smartest fucker I know. Well, at least, Pookie would say something, don't drink and drive, don't kick your dog, don't kick your spouse.
Just don't break a bone. We'll do that. Just don't fall down the steps like I did on Christmas. I don't know.
Yeah, don't do that.
No. I highly don't recommend that.
Okay, everybody. Have a great weekend, and
taxation is theft.
Taxation is theft. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm going to turn this up before I do my outro thing. I need a sound engineer. All right. Have a great weekend. Love y'all. Bye.
My friend came to the door. She said, well, I was on the phone cooking me and my baby some breakfast. And she said, hey, something wrong. It's popping. I said, what? She said, yeah. I said, no. So the girl come downstairs. She come out her apartment with her baby with no shoes on. I said, oh, girl, it's cold outside. She said, something ain't right. I said, oh, man. She said, oh, man, the building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Our flag flies for freedom, the things we believe, a shining light up on a hill. Thousands have died for the stars and the stripes, thousands more most likely will. 'Cause freedom ain't free, it was paid with their blood. The least we can do is to stand for the men who have died and laid down their lives for people they don't even know. The moms and the dads and all of the kids whose loved ones will never come home. When that anthem is playing and Old Glory is waving, I cover my heart with my hand. And that's where I stand.
Well, I know she's not perfect, and that we agree. But I think that you'll come to find there's no other place like the U.S. of A. If you can't see that, son, you're blind. Don't be surprised if I get fighting mad. The least we can do is to stand for the men who have died and laid down their lives for people they don't even know. The moms and the dads and all of the kids whose loved ones will never come home. So when that anthem is played and Old Glory is waiting, I cover my heart with my hand. And that's where I stand. And I'll stand up as tall as I can for the men who have died and laid down their lives for people they don't even know. The moms and the dads and all of the kids whose loved ones will never come home. So when that anthem is played and Old Glory is waiting, I cover my heart with my hand. And that's where I stand. That's where I stand. You can bet your ass that's where I stand.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular upon bird singing out, yeah, through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the
This is WTF Nation Radio.